time, pass, end zone, caught. It's good. D. Anderson and the Showboats have won it in overtime. Going to hand this off up the middle for Marable. He's going to fumble. Ball's loose. And St. Louis picks it up. That will do it. The Battlehawks defense makes a play late. Game on the line. Looking to throw. Has time. End zone. Incomplete. It's incomplete. The Stallions hang on to win. For overtime. DeLeo to throw. Pass. Caught by Roland. Needs some help. Not gonna get it. He stopped a yard short. Houston will pull off the upset. Looking to throw. Has time. Deep. Right side. Overthrown. Picked off. It's intercepted by Keenan Isaac. He's gonna need it right there. If they hand this off right side for Roland, they convert the 10-5. Chris Roland. I should shut up. Chris Roland touchdown. That's the dagger. Knicks toss left side and there's room. Has past the 30, past the 40, past the 20, 15, 10, 5. RJ Harvey. There we go. One play. Just need one play out of you. Gonna play action and look to throw. Mariota, sometime. Pass, intercepted. It's picked off. Yes, yes. One play was all they needed. Jack Jones. Williams, play action. Rolling left, looking to throw. Has time. Pass, end zone, intercepted. It's Keyshawn Nixon calling game. Darnold to throw. Has time. Pass, wide open. Over the middle. The Seattle Seahawks do it. Play action looking to throw. Williams has some time. Pass deep. Over the middle. Has a man. It's DJ Moore. Touchdown Chicago. They win in overtime. Snap good. Hold good. Kick up. And he missed it. Wide right. The Steelers will host Houston on Monday night. Williams in shotgun. Back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. 4th and 4. Trip to Seattle on the line. Man in motion. Williams looking to throw. Pressure coming. Rolling left. Trying to buy some time. Back near the 40. Pass left side. Williams is caught. Touchdown Chicago. Cole Kmet. Somehow the magic remains. What? May looking to throw in 3rd and 6. Rolling left. Gonna take it himself. And that will do it. A first down carry. It's a gain of 7. And the Patriots have booked their ticket to Santa Clara. Zeros on the clock. The Seattle Seahawks, for the first time since 2014, are your NFC champion. Hello, everybody, and welcome on in. Week 6 of the UFO season begins, and it is the Derby Bowl, as the league is calling it. St. Louis taking on Louisville in Kentucky, in Louisville. Should be a pretty decent game. The Kings have been playing a fantastic game the past 2 weeks. Really nice wins against Houston and Dallas. They're at home after the nice 2-game win stretch on the road. We shall see if they can continue things today against St. Louis, who had a pretty nice win against Orlando last week for the Storm's first loss on the season. But we shall see. These teams have been steadily improving as the weeks have gone on. Though we'll probably say I do kind of like Louisville a bit more and how they've improved throughout the past few weeks. But at the same time, you never really know. Any given week is the same for a reason. Kickoff going to be here momentarily from Louisville. Again, which should be a pretty decent game all around. Not a whole lot of expectations for it compared to some of the other games this week, but we shall see. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. And kickoff moments away in this one. Yep. If Louisville wins, both teams get to 3-3, and we have the Kings jumping into the playoff picture a bit entering the second half of the season. So it's a big one between the two. It is a big one. I am hoping that Louisville can get a home win on the season. And that is a nicely packed out Lynn Family Stadium. I mean, again, after back-to-back wins and the way they've won those back-to-back games, Plus the fact that Louisville already is a really damn good environment, I'm not surprised that Louisville is packed out here for Chandler Rogers and the Kings. Again, I kind of want to see him do a bit more, but if they're going to run the ball to the same degree they did last week and have the defensive performance they had last week, it's not really going to matter how well Chandler Rogers plays. Yeah, we shall see. Kickoff is moments away. Yeah, there's Hakeem Butler, who also had a pretty solid showing last week. He's been having himself a good stretch of games as well. And yeah, time will tell. Time will tell on this matchup. Good old Thursday night football, coinciding with some good playoff games across the NBA and NHL as well. Speaking of that, oh my. I just looked at the score between the Knicks and the Hawks. What do you mean it's 62-19? Huh? That's where NBA playoffs sometimes can be and make no sense. Like it's a winner go home game, and that's the score. 40-point lead for New York. You got okay. Yeah, and then obviously I'm going for Anaheim tonight in the NHL playoffs. It's crazy. What's the what's the point differences in that so far? Or like the player stats for that. Again, we're still waiting for kickoff in this. Oh jeez. What happened with Atlanta, man? There was a time there where it looked like they might have pulled off the upset. All right, teams are lined up for the kick. It will be the Kings getting the ball first in this one. So we will see Chandler Rogers and that offense to begin. Again, what should be a pretty solid matchup, but we shall see. All right, teams are lined up. Coaches are set. Who's back to return? It is Tyler Hudson back to return. And kickoff is underway from Louisville. Going to be returned beginning from the 11 space out past the 15, past the 20, 25, 30, and down to about the 34-yard line. Yeah, game just started. I haven't missed anything. Chandler Rogers takes the field for the opening drive. I'm excited to see what this Kings offense can do after how they performed last week. But I'm more so waiting to see their defense on the field. All right, Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. First and 10 from their own 35. Rodgers looking to throw, has some time. Dump off left side, going to be caught just past the 40, down to about the 42 for Caden Prather. All right, again, if they can get a competent passing offense to pair with what was a good ground game last week, I mean, the Kings could be a solid team. Obviously, is what definition of what is considered a competent passing offense. Because again, last week wasn't a bad performance by any means. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. Going to hand this off up the middle for James Robinson, and that's going to be just shy of the first, gain of about 2.5. All right. So a third and about inches, 3rd and 1. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff up the middle. Going to be enough for the first. It's a gain of roughly 2. I believe that's James Robinson once again on the carry. Yep. So an early first for them. So Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. Man in motion, left to right to make a trip to the right. Now another man in motion going left. 2 receiving options to each side. Play action looking to throw. Pressure coming. Rodgers stepping left. Going to dump this off to a wide open Zach Davidson. But he drops it with room to run. 2nd and 10 coming up. Zach Davidson has not been the most reliable of pass catchers this season for the Kings. And I'm curious why he's still their main tight end. Because he had plenty of space ahead of him there. If that's like Trey McKitty or Jalen Weirdermeyer catching that ball, I don't know. His blocking ability is good, but I don't know, you need to be able to catch as well. Rodgers pass right side, gonna be a little overthrown and incomplete. Looking for Prather on 2nd and 10, going for that keyhole shot along the right side. It's open. Good decision. Just got to put it on him a bit better. Tried leading him with too much. Yeah. Okay, I'll give Rodgers this. Prather did let up a bit because he was open for just a simple quick hit, then make a move instead of being led. All right, 3rd and 10. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. Ball on their own 46. Looking to throw, has some time, stepping up. Pass left side, wide open with space. Is caught for the first and a whole lot more. Past the 35, the 30, and down to the St. Louis 29. It's Lucky Jackson on the grab. And the Kings are deep in enemy territory just like that. How is this St. Louis secondary leaving someone that wide open? It's 1, to leave him that wide open is crazy. 2, to give Chandler Rodgers that much time in the pocket is also crazy for this defense. So Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. Play clock winding down to get the snap off in time. As Rodgers is going to try and keep it himself on a kind of busted read option there, that's going to lose about 4 or 5. It is Leonard Payne on a tackle for loss. It looked like Rodgers was hesitant on what to do with the ball there. You probably want him to hand it off, but there's clearly something he didn't see, which led him to keep it. Now a 2nd and 15. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side, looking to throw. Quick pass right side, going to be caught inside the 25 and spinning his way down to the 22 of St. Louis. It couldn't get that jersey number quite. It is Tariq Black on the grab. It'll be a 3rd and short. a third and 2.5 to be exact. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, two receiving options to each side. Going to look to throw once again. Pass right side for the end zone's overthrown and incomplete. Looking for Zach Davidson on the slot fade. He had a step, just put too much into it. So it's 4th and 2, and I would imagine the Kings just send out the field goal unit. And I would believe this is third straight game of a field goal to get the scoring started for them. And yeah, Tanner Brown on for the field goal try. 40-yard kick from the right hash to put the Kings up on the opening drive. It is up, and it is good with ease. I picked Louisville for this game, going the upset, as St. Louis was favored. I don't know. I feel better about the Kings after how they've played the past 2 weeks. But after the field goal on the opening drive, we're going to head to a commercial break before we see the St. Louis offense. And this is really, to me, the story of the game. It's going to be, how is the St. Louis offense going to perform against this Louisville defense? And Louisville defense has been playing well the past 2 weeks. St. Louis offense has been okay the past 2 weeks. So we'll see what they're able to do with this. Yep, at commercial break. At commercial break. But yeah, it's the story of the game is about to be opened up when we see St. Louis's offense. And first half of last week it was good, but then the second half rolled around and not quite sure what happened with it. I imagine Harrison Frost getting the start again, just because they're doing a bit of a good stretch with him under center. All right, just getting back from commercial break. We're gonna figure out the St. Louis offense today. To a degree. Oh wait, Luis Perez has his helmet on. Is he? Is he getting the start for St. Louis? There's Harrison Frost with his helmet on. We're gonna find out. I would kind of be shocked if Perez gets the start. All right, kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 9, space up past the 15, past the 20, 25, past the 30, 35, and down to about the 37. All right, who's taking the field? All right, it is Harrison Frost. Kind of expected. Kind of expected. Again, like, he looked good in the first half last week. The second half was less fully on him, but more so just the team as a whole kind of playing sluggish. Frost alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Man in motion, right to left. Going to look to throw. Dump off left side for the halfback screen. Is going to get about a yard. Not much else. Kevon Latulis on the grab. So 2nd and 8.5, 9. Frost and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. Quick pass right side, going to be caught. And that's going to be another gain of a yard, maybe 2. This time it is Tyler Neville on the grab, the tight end. And it'll make it a 3rd and medium-ish. That's a very generous spot. They're saying 3rd and 5. Okay. Frost and shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on their own 42. Frost going to look to throw. Has some time, stepping up, trying to take it himself. Will get the first and sliding down right around midfield. And might mark him at their own 49. Either way, enough for the first. No, the crowd is good in this one. And to be fair for Louisville, their crowd has been good the entire year so far. So I'm not too surprised by it. Especially when paired with back-to-back really nice wins that they've had. I'm not completely surprised that they have a nice attendance still. Frost and shotgun going to hand this off up the middle, trying to find some space, and that's going to be a gain of a yard or so. I think it's just past midfield to the 49.5-yard line for Jarvion Howard. This is their first home game since the overtime loss to Orlando. So the fact that the crowd is still showing up even after how that game ended, yeah, I have to give him props. All right, there is also a penalty marker down after that. Fouls on both teams. One is a personal foul against St. Louis. Other's personal foul against Louisville. I believe both are post-play penalties as well. So they will offset. All right. 7:54 to go in the first quarter. So 2nd and 8. Frost and shotgun back to his left, looking to throw once again. Has some time, pass left side, a perfectly placed throw inside the 40 to the 39 for Hakeem Butler. And they move the chains. Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful throw. More so timing-wise, that's beautiful. Like, as soon as he makes that break, the ball is right there, is what you want to see. Frost and shotgun back to his right. Play action going to look to throw. Dump off right side. Gonna be incomplete. If they're saying this is a backwards pass, it's picked up by Louisville, and it seems like that's what they're going to say for right now. We're going to discuss it. It's close. It definitely is something to take a look at. Cam Gill would be the guy to recover it for the Kings. And yeah, they're going to rule this a backwards pass picked up by Louisville. Hold on. This is not a good camera angle. Gonna throw it from, what's that? The Louisville 46? Oh, that's close. Yeah, I need a better. Here we go. Blake Jackson, the intended target, he is behind Frost from when, like, position-wise, but in terms of where the ball actually lands, that's gonna be close. If you're pure, but as it stands, it is a turnover. Yeah, it's gonna say it's a backwards pass picked up by the Kings. Ball on their own 49. Rogers from shotgun gonna try and hand this off up the middle for Ian Wheeler. He's gonna lose about half a yard or so. Wait, this Louisville defense continuing to force turnovers. That's their 5th turnover forced in the past 4.5 quarters or so. So how is this offense going to capitalize? 2nd and 11. Rogers and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. Shift in the back to his right now as well. Tight end in motion, right to left. Play clock winding down. Man in motion now, right to left. A lot of motion on this. Rogers looking to throw. Pressure coming, trying to step up, and sacked. Back at his own 42. They did 3 different motions for the play to last half a second. as Carlos Davis is into the backfield. He has been having a very up and down season, to say the least. Like he's made tons of plays like that to get into the backfield nice, and he's also made a ton of mental mistakes. 3rd and 17, Rodgers looking to throw. Has some time, dump off his right side, going to be incomplete. Looking for Zach Davidson once again. So the Kings go 3 and out after the backwards pass fumble from St. Louis. I mean, it's better. 3 and out is better than a turnover on downs, because now you can try to pin them deep. All right, punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 14. And brought down just past the 15. Breaks through a little bit to get to the 20. So not much else on the return. We head to commercial break. We're heading to commercial break. All right. So not a terrible start to this game for either side. I mean, obviously, like the backwards pass sucks for St. Louis, but the defense got you back off of it. Louisville, the good opening drive, 3 and out on the second. That's probably gonna be the nature of this game. It's probably not gonna be the highest scoring of games, but that's fine. Not every game can have a team scoring 40 plus points, unless it's a DC game for some reason. But yep, at commercial break. It's not even halftime yet between New York and Atlanta in the NBA, and that's nearly a 50-point game. What? Just how? Just how? How does this happen? As we're still at the commercial break, waiting for the St. Louis second drive of the game. Here we go, just getting back from commercial break. And yeah, there's highlights from last week for this Kings defense showing how they were able to maintain that Dallas offense. And it was a really good performance from the Kings last week defensively. I'm curious to see if they can continue how they can continue it today. Because they made things tough. And that Kings secondary already, you can see the signs that they're picking up where they left off last week. So Frost in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, play action looking to throw, pass over the middle, caught by Akeem Butler. Gonna be enough for the first. It's a gain of 11, maybe 12. Up to roughly the 32, 33 yard line. And then handoff up the middle, one right after, gonna be a gain of about 5. All right, back to back solid. So 2nd and 5. Frost and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Going to hand this off right side in their space for Jarvion Howard for the first, up to about the 45, maybe 46. Slowly approaching midfield. So 1st and 10 after that. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Frost and shotgun back to his left, 3 receiving options to the left as well. Quick pass left side can be caught by Tyler Neville. Good hurdle, but still only going to gain a yard out of it. But did a hurdle over Cameron Datzler to avoid a loss of about 3. So you'll take it. It's creating something out of nothing. As a Frost and shotgun back to his right, 3 receiving options to the right as well. Ball on their own 47. Going to look to throw once again. Frost with some time. Pass over the middle is into quadruple coverage, and it's incomplete. Not great separation on those routes. Blake Jackson, I believe, was the intended target, but yeah, and there was 2 Battlehawks in the area. There's 4 Kings in the area. Just not great. So 3rd and 9, 3 minutes to play in the first. Frost alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ball on their own 47. Frost looking to throw. Pass left side is going to be bobbled and incomplete. Hakeem Butler couldn't keep his feet in bounds by the time he maintained full possession. It will be 4th and 9 for St. Louis. Datzler with a great break on that ball. Nearly had the chance to pick it off. But he did knock it loose just enough to where it goes incomplete. So either way, a great play from someone who spent some time with Miami Dolphins last year training camp. So 4th and 9, punt comes off clean. Going to be fair caught at the 17-yard line. So Louisville will start from there. With 2:17 to play in the first, and we go to commercial break. We should be nearing halftime between the Knicks and Hawks. What's the score there? It's 83-36 at the half between New York and Atlanta. God, the NBA. That is something. I mean, if you're a Hawks fan, are you still watching that? Yo, what's up? We're at commercial break after St. Louis just punted it away. Yeah, the 76ers game just started as well. Yeah, for these playoffs, there's no South Florida team in it, so I'm pulling for in the NHL. I'm kind of just pulling for the non competitors of Florida. So, I'm not going for Tampa, Vegas, or was it Tampa, Vegas, or Edmonton? Kind of don't want anyone else. I'm kind of fine with. In the NBA, I'm soft pulling for the Knicks because I have a friend who's a Knicks fan. Aside from that, I kind of just I would between those two, I would rather New Mexico because it's targeting a different enough market from Omaha. I feel like with OKC, even though it is a still decent bit away, you're gonna get some people in that Omaha area that's gonna be pulling for OKC anyway. So I would rather New Mexico, and that way you try and get back into San Antonio a bit. But I would prefer the 10th team to be bringing back Michigan. I just can't root for Tampa. All right, back from commercial break. Rogers gonna hand this off up the middle. Gonna be a gain of about 2. I just can. And like, it would be funny as well if Montreal and Anaheim advance. So I'm like soft pulling for those two. All right, 2nd and 8. Rogers in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the left, looking to throw. Pass deep right side, has the man that's caught with space. Pass midfield, past the 45 to 40, and finally tripped up around the St. Louis 36. It is Tariq Black on the grab. And the Kings are deep into enemy territory just like that. He burned. Nice. That's a good double move. That's what it was. A good double move to burn his man. Rogers in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receivers to each side as they go quick. Now Rogers making some adjustments at the line. Officially rolling the ball on the 37 of St. Louis. So Rogers looking to throw once again. Pressure coming. Deep shot left side. Going to be overthrown, incomplete. Javonte Payton did have a step there. But just pressure in his face. Forced a bad pass. Yeah, good. Oh, that's good hezzy step. Good hezzy step gave Tariq Black a step there against the corner. And Louisville is finally like turning the page from what they could be. And it feels so good. Rogers in shotgun, going to hand this off left side for James Robinson, and there's space. Nice stiff arm at the line. Gets him a first and more inside the 25 to about the 22. There is a penalty down. So we'll see what this is. Gonna be holding against Louisville, so that's coming back. So one more play potentially needed here before the end of the first. So 2nd and 20. Ball on the St. Louis 45. Rogers in shotgun, back to his right, looking to throw. Has some time, stepping left, going to loft this one, which is caught inside the 40, past the 35, and down to about the 32. James Robinson on the check down makes it a 3rd and manageable for Louisville. All right, now there's another penalty. It's also against the Kings. They're coming back even more. It's another holding against the Kings. Come on. You have back-to-back holding penalties, and now you're back on your side of midfield. Just what? Oh, yeah, that's clear holding, though. I can't even be mad about that being called. All right, and the clock will run. That's the end of the first quarter. 15 minutes in the books. It's a 2nd and 30 for the Kings. After back-to-back holding penalties. And they can't punt because they passed midfield, so they're in a tough spot. The good thing is that they have a kicker that can hit from 60, so they don't need a lot of yards on the next 2 plays to still get points out of this. But you got so close, you got near the red zone, and then just holding, pushing them back. Ugh. I would prefer Salt Lake, but I would not be surprised if they go New York. And I'm saying that as someone who rooted for the New York Guardians and would like them back at some point. I just don't think the league's in the spot for it yet. But I do think they'll go back there eventually, if not 2030, because Mike Rapoli, he likes that New York area. He's been open about it. So I wouldn't be sorry. I would prefer Salt Lake City. I mentioned Salt Lake City in one of my UFL expansion videos. I think the last year one is when I mentioned it. Like I would like. I think it would be a good potential, but we'll see what the league decides to do. We probably won't know who the 10th team is until next year. And then from there, like we'll probably get one team announced a year over the next few years. It's still at commercial break for the end of the first. At commercial break. Yeah, it's a second and damn near 30 for the Kings. We're just getting back from commercial break. Start of the second quarter here underway. It's a second and a long for the Kings. And that was St. Louis's first time being shut out in the first quarter all season, which that's a whatever stat. I'm more so interested on if they get shut out throughout the entire first half. Rogers looking to throw, going to dump this off over the middle, going to get past midfield to about the 49. It is Javante Payton on the grab. So again, they need about 7 yards to be in a pretty comfortable field goal spot here. As it's 3rd and 22. Again, they're going to have to go for it either way. Unless they get those 7 or so yards. Rogers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, and there's movement up front. Gonna be a false start against the Kings. This has been a disastrous past 3 plays. Just disastrous. So 3rd and 27 after all that. Rogers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Ball on their own 46. Rogers, they're going to dump this off right side for James Robinson, and it's incomplete. So they're on their own 46-yard line. They have to go for it because they passed midfield. Wait, what's this penalty? What's this penalty? Oh, if it's on St. Louis. After the play, penalties on both teams. Personal foul St. Louis, personal foul Louisville. They'll offset. Ooh, Battlehawks got saved there. It's still 4th and 27. So unless a borderline miracle happens on 4th and 27, St. Louis should get some pretty decent starting field position. Ball on their own 46. Rogers in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion, left to right. Going to look to throw. Rodgers with some time. Stepping up. Dump off over the middle. Caught by James Robinson. Gonna get past the 45 and brought down right around the 43. It's a turnover on downs, but at least you do have them start from their own side of the field. So it's better than nothing. That would have been a good play on 3rd and 27 because you could probably kick a field goal from there and be content with it. But at commercial break after that. At commercial break. Yeah, it's been defensive focused, which I'm not too surprised. Again, I didn't have any expectations for this game to be a high scoring 35-30 affair or anything like that. I kind of expected it to be more so maybe 20 as the high. Just because of the how Louisville defense played last week. But yeah. Will she? At commercial break still. At commercial break. Just getting back from commercial break, and yeah, there's some Kentucky Derby talk. Was to be expected from today. And there's co-owner Mike Rapoli of the league, who also has a horse going in the Derby over the weekend. It is kind of fitting that someone really into horse racing is a co-owner of the UFL, because there a few of the owners at the beginning of the NFL were also really into horse racing, and were I think one of them was a bookie for horse racing, if I remember correctly. Frost and shotgun back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, gonna look to throw from their own 43. Frost with some time, rolling right to buy some more, has plenty of time here. Lofton one right side, gonna be caught just past the 35 to about the 33 of Louisville. It is Hakeem Butler on the grab. Alright, so just like that, the Battlehawks are past midfield, looking to either tie or take the lead in this one. Frost and shotgun, gonna quick pass left side, and it is dropped. Looking for Jacor Pearson. Put in, hang on. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10. 13 minutes to go in the first half, just about. Frost and shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Going to look to throw. Dump off right sides, caught by Kevon Latulis. Gonna find space past the 30, fighting his way past the 25 and brought down right around the 23. Gain of almost 9 for the St. Louis. I'm gonna say gain of 8, so 3rd and 2 coming up. Frost and shotgun back to his left, 3 receiving options to the left as well. Ball on the Louisville 24-yard line. Tight end in motion left to right. Cross looking to throw, rolling left, trying to buy some time, and just going to throw this one away incomplete. Tyler Neville, technically the intended target there, but that was a throwaway through and through. So, with Tucker McCain injured, out comes Ramses Amen for the field goal try. Was just signed this past Tuesday due to the injury to Tucker McCain. From the right hash, 42 yards out, it is up and it is good. This game is tied. All right. 11.5 to go in the first half. All tied up at 3. We head to commercial break. At commercial break. Yeah, again, the defense is going to be on display today. Not too surprised by all this. Though I will say, so far, Louisville's offense is the one that's like getting very close to breaking through of it. Also, yeah, these new Dairy Queen breakfast stuff, I'm very tempted to go try. At least the Fruity Pebbles one. I'm not a massive cinnamon toast crunch fan, but I can get behind some Fruity Pebbles Blizzard. But yep, at commercial break, we await the Kings' next drive. At commercial break. Alright, just getting back from commercial break. Showing some previews of the next upcoming games throughout this. Main one I'm looking forward to is Dallas DC on Saturday. That's at noon EST. I'm interested in it because I'm very curious about that DC run offense in that game. They've been hot the past month of play. Now they're going against a pretty sluggish Dallas run defense from what we've seen the past 2 weeks. I'm expecting some big things out of Deion Jackson and Abram Smith and Xavier Valladay in that game. All right, kickoff underway. Going to bounce and be returned beginning from the 11. Space out past the 20, 25, past the 30, has space. The 40, 45, 50. Past the 45, fighting his way past the 40. And finally forced out of bounds, but not before getting to the St. Louis 37. It is Tyler Hudson on the return. All right. So I was saying during commercial break, the Louisville offense is the one that looks the closest to breaking through in this game. Well, it turns out it might be their special teams that helps with that, not the defense like last week. But what a return from Tyler Hudson. All right, Rodgers and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Ball on the St. Louis 37. Play clock winding down to get the snap off as Rodgers play action looks to throw. Now going to try and take it himself up the middle. That's a loss of roughly 1. So 2nd and 11 coming up. So Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Going to look to throw. Pass left side, a little off the mark and incomplete. Looking for an open Tariq Black. It is 3rd and 11 coming up. All right. Third and 11. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the St. Louis 38, so they're still in field goal range. Rodgers handoff left side for Ian Wheeler, going to get to about the 35 for the gain of 3. 4th and 8 coming up. And I would imagine out comes Tanner Brown in the field goal unit. So off of the fantastic kick return, the Kings go 3 and out, but they can still take the lead off of it. It's something out of nothing, but man, not something. It's nothing out of something is the better way to put it. That should have been the breakaway play for them. 53 yards out from the left hash. Kick is up, and he's gonna push it too far to the right. He misses it. And this game remains tied with 9.5 to play in the first half. That's a tough one. That's a tough miss. So at commercial break after that. Yep, at commercial break. Yeah, again, it's going to be defenses all around. So at commercial break, this the 53-point lead for the Knicks over the Hawks, man. Jeez. Just like how? How does something like that happen? In an elimination game, no less. On their home turf. The Hawks just did not show up. Still at commercial break. Should be coming out of it here soon. Just getting back from commercial break. It will be St. Louis ball on the Louisville 43-yard line. There's some pretty good starting field position for St. Louis. And we'll see how this one unfolds. Nine and a half to go in the first half. Camera focused in on Akeem Butler. Already having a pretty solid game. Frost in shotgun, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left. Going to hand this off up the middle, and that is a loss of 3. Stood no chance there as it's LaRon Stokes into the backfield for the tackle for loss. And I believe that's Kevon Latulis on the carry. Yeah, Latulis can't go anywhere with it. Being generous with the spot, saying 2nd and 12. Frost and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw. Some time, dump off over the middle for Latulis, going to get 5 or so. Makes it a more manageable 3rd down, but still a 3rd and medium nonetheless. Yeah, 3rd and 6. They got half. Just under 8.5 to go in the first half. Clock continuing to run. Frost alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on their own 47. Frost looking to throw. Pass left side is nearly intercepted. Was trying to fit one in there for Jacor Pearson. But luckily it falls incomplete. Eric Garor nearly with the interception. He would have had room to run as well. He read that perfectly. Yeah, he would have had space to go with that ball also. That's a lucky incompletion. So St. Louis will punt. They go 3 and out. Punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 11. Space past the 15 and brought down awkwardly at around the 13. There's a penalty there. Probably going to be on St. Louis, I would imagine. Gary Jennings, the receiver, on the hit. But probably going to be called for a face mask, I would assume. Oh no, they picked it up. Okay, cool. They picked up the penalty. Yeah, that's not face mask. That's just collar area. It does look awkward though. 7:38 to play in the first half. We head to commercial break, and I will quickly be right back. All right. Still at commercial break. 7:38 to play in the first half. All tied up at 3. Defenses have been on full display in this. At commercial break. Oh, yeah, there's more Kentucky Derby. We're gonna be seeing a lot of these throughout the broadcast, huh? Alright, we're just back from commercial break. Time to see what the Kings offense can do. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side, ball on their own 18-yard line. Rodgers looking to throw. Pass right side is tipped at the line and incomplete. Alright. Second and 10 coming up. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side, man in motion right to left to get the snap off in time as Rodgers looks to throw. Has some time, shifting to his left, buying some more, gonna take it himself for a gain of about 3, just past the 20 to about the 21. Not much else room to work, just under 7 minutes to play in the first half. Yeah. It's, and now there's a penalty as well. Alright, cool. They just didn't cut to the ref calling the penalty, if they even stood. They all know, it definitely seemed like they moved them back. So I'm assuming it's holding against the Kings. Oh no, it was against St. Louis. It's gonna be ball in the 26. What, it was a defensive holding then? Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side, man in motion right to left. First and 10, going to look to throw. Rodgers with some time, pass left, sides off the mark and incomplete. Yeah, for some reason, Fox sometimes does not show the refs announcing the penalty, and then doesn't show what the penalty is on the scoreboard. And it kind of, I don't know. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side, going to hand this off up the middle, and James Robinson trips behind the line for a loss of 2. Yeah, not been the greatest. It has been a sluggish game so far. Alright, 3rd and 12. Just under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Rodgers in shotgun. Back to his left, 3 receiving options to the right. Play clock winding down. They're not going to get the snap off in time. The Kings will burn a timeout. Yeah, it's a sluggish back and forth game. But at least this Kings defense is still playing to a high level. Otherwise, it could be an ugly one. All right, 3rd and 12. .547 to play in the first half. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side, ball on their own 24. Rodgers going to look to throw. St. Louis sends pressure, trying to escape to his right. Gets the ball out there, but it's going to be incomplete. So the Kings go not 3 now, but the Kings have to punt this one away once again. It's going to be a field position battle and a defensive slugfest. Yeah, pressure just got there too quick. He had someone open underneath. He wasn't able to get it out there in time. So punt comes off clean, return beginning from the 31. Flips field to the right, gonna get past the 35, the 40, and slips out of bounds to the 41. So pretty solid return. St. Louis will begin from their own 41. And we head to a commercial break, it seems. Yeah, it's been one of those games. It's just been defense. It's been defense, but also like the offense. Some of the offense is also just making some pretty bad mistakes on their own right. Like the missed field goal for the Kings is one. Then when they had ball soon to be near the red zone, then it was holding penalty, and false start to force a 4th and 27. Like it's a mix of good defense and just bad offensive play. Yep, at commercial break. This first half has been lasting a minute as well, in part because it's like decently long drives, but they're just ending in punts. Like it's like a 6 play drive, but they're punting at the end of it, so it's kind of just like, hey, okay, it's long enough to where you have to go to commercial afterwards, but it's not long enough to where it feels like the game's actually progressing. All right, should be coming out of commercial break here soon. Yep, the championship game in DC this year, which hey, officially has a name aside from just UFL championship. It's now the United Bowl, which sounds like a college football bowl game, but oh well. Frost in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left, ball on their own 39 officially. 1st and 10, going to look to throw. Has some time, pass deep, left side, gonna be underthrown, but caught. Past the 30 to the 28, it's Blake Jackson on the grab. All right, hey, there's that one play. St. Louis now in a good spot. Was not a great throw, but you'll take it. And honestly, if it wasn't for that safety slipping, there probably is a better play on that ball. And that's all right. So 1st and 10, St. Louis inside the 30. We have a stoppage for, I believe, an injury timeout. It did look like that safety was banged up afterwards. Jalen Allen. Yeah, Jalen Allen, who's actually listed at. Oh no, that's Corey Chapman. I got my numbers mixed up there. Yeah, he's in pain. Try to make a play on the ball. Seemingly looked like he slipped, but I guess it might have been something else. Something else on top of it. So 1st and 10. Frost in shotgun, back to his left. Going to end around this one, right side for Jacquard Pearson. Trying to find some space. Gonna get about a yard, maybe two. Frost and shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side on 2nd and 9. Handoff up the middle for Jarvion Howard. Gonna have some space inside the 25 to about the 22. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Also, St. Louis gets ball to begin the second half. So they're in a pretty good spot here, all things considered. Yeah, just under 4 minutes to go in the half. Frost alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 3rd and roughly 4. Frost, quick throw right side, gonna be dropped. Looking for Stephen McBride. Was open for the first on the quick hitter, but just couldn't hang on to it. Oh, and there's a penalty against the Kings here. And that's going to give St. Louis an automatic first. Defensive holding seems to be the call. Oh, no, it was offside? Yeah. I guess it's saying offsides. So 1st and 10, ball on the 17. Handoff right side for Kevon Latulis. Gets good cut in the backfield to make one man miss. Base inside the 10 and down to about the 8. That was the first play ran from the red zone in this game. 3 minutes to go in the half. 2nd and 1. St. Louis goes quick. Frost and shotgun back to his left. Handoff up the middle. Going to be stood up at the line for no gain. And I think they're going to get a 2-minute man on the field penalty here for Louisville. Yeah, there's the penalty. As the Kings tried to substitute there, but they got caught with it, it seems. Refs will discuss. They picked up the penalty. Oh, no, there is a penalty. There's a 2-minute man on the field. That's declined as there's a personal foul after the play against the Kings, which is going to be half the distance to the goal, automatic first down. 1st and goal coming up for St. Louis. Yeah, it's the past past 2 or so drives have just been a mess here for the Kings. All right, so Frost gonna touch pass this one forward, and there's space. He is untouched and in. It is Gary Jennings. And the Battlehawks have their first lead of the game with 2:39 to play in it. On the jet touch pass. Finally, the team finds the end zone. It's been a sluggish first half of play. But there's St. Louis. And it was good blocking on that outside. Hakeem Butler sets the edge nicely. Blake Jackson into the end zone with some blocks. All around solid play. And finally, a team has 6. Took us long enough in this one. All right, the extra point. It is up. And he missed it wide right. It remains a 6-point game. And again, Battlehawks get ball to begin the second half. The Kings have plenty of time to potentially have the lead enter in the half. But they're going to need this offense to do something here. Yep, 2:39 to play in the half. All right, teams lined up for the kick. All right, kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 5. Space out past the 10, past the 15, the 20, 25, past the 30. Fight his way to about the 35. So Kings will start from there. All right, 1st and 10 for the Kings. Rodgers and shotgun looking to throw. Pass over the middle. It's going to be high and incomplete. There is a penalty marker down. Might be going against St. Louis here. If so, the Kings are going to be able to... If so, going to be against the Kings. Illegal contact against the Kings. Illegal contact against the Battlehawks is the penalty. So it's going to just make it a 1st and 10 once again. I think it's only 5 yards with it though. Instead of if it were to be DPI. But yeah, that's a fair call. All right, but final play before the 2-minute warning. Ball on their own 40. Rodgers and shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Man in motion left to right. Rodgers going to look to throw. Pressure coming, trying to step up, but is corralled and sacked back at their own 33. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the first half. It's a 2nd and long coming up for the Kings. And what has been a pretty rough game all around, considering how they've played the past 2 weeks. This has been a bit rough. There's still plenty of time, but this offense is nowhere near what it showed the past 2 weeks. Which, again, the ground game, I was expecting to take a little bit of a downturn, but I was just hoping the passing game would make up for it, but they just haven't in this game so far. They have been silenced offensively. But that's commercial break for the 2-minute warning. At commercial break. At commercial break. I should be coming back from commercial break here soon. The final 2 minutes of the first half on the way here. It's a 2nd and long for the Kings after the sack on 1st and 10. Here we go, just back from commercial break. Rodgers and shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on their own 33, so it's a 2nd and 17. Rogers going to look to throw. Quick pass over the middle is caught. Going to get the yards back from the sack and then a little extra. Tyler Hudson up to about the 44. And they go up tempo. Rogers in shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. 3rd and 6. Going to look to throw. Rogers with some time. Sidestepping to left. Now rolling right. Still looking. Pass right side. Going to be caught. But is he in bounds? It's Javonte Payton, and they say he is caught at the St. Louis 45. That's going to be a tight one. Again, only need 1 foot in this league. No, that foot's out. And Louisville can't go quick enough. St. Louis is going to be able to review this. Or the replay center. It's Blandino tonight, right? In charge of the replay center. Oh no, it's Mike Piera. Hey Mike. Yeah, this is going to be overturned. It'll be 4th and 6 for the Kings. And I would imagine they just punt this one away. Yeah, so 4th and 6. So the Kings will punt. So St. Louis up by 6 and getting ball at the start of the second half. They're in a fantastic spot here if their offense can properly build off of their last drive. All right, so punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 6. Past the 10, the 15, and brought down right around the 19. Great punt, good return. So St. Louis, with them not having Tucker McCain tonight, I'm not really ruling a long field goal on the table for them. So essentially, it's like if they get in the end zone, they extend the lead. If not, I would imagine that this is going to be the score entering the half, unless the Louisville defense can really step up. Frost in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receivers to each side, going to look to throw. Frost pass right side, going to be low and going to be incomplete, now ruled. Looking for Jacquard Pearson. All right, so 2nd and 10. Frost in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the left as well. Going to look to throw. Frost with some time. Stepping up. Pass deep over the middle. It's caught. Down to the 44, maybe 45. Jacquard Pearson on the grab. They get close to midfield with 1:21 to play in the half. Clock will briefly stop. Marking him down at the 44. Frost in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well, looking to throw. Frost rolling right to buy some time. Dump off right side, going to be caught right around midfield at the 48. And that will stop the clock with 1:09 to play. Frost in shotgun, back to his left, looking to throw in 2nd and 5. Has some time, pass over the middle is wide open for Jacquard Pearson, but a little bit behind and incomplete. All right. 3rd and 6 coming up. Frost in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw in 3rd and 6. Has some time. Dump off over the middle as well. Off the market, incomplete. Alright, so the Kings will have a chance to get points before the half. They will have a chance. Alright, 4th and 6. I'm just doing some math over here real quick for something. Alright, 4th and 6. Punt comes off clean. Going to be fair caught at about the 13. "51 seconds left." Again, the Kings have a good kicker with them. Like, accuracy-wise, can be a little bit questionable, but there's no doubting that Tanner Brown can hit from a long distance. So they don't need a lot. Rodgers in shotgun back to his right. They still have 2 timeouts. 2 receiving options to each side. Looking to throw in 1st and 10. Quick pass left side. Going to be caught and get out of bounds at around the 23. It's Lucky Jackson on the grab. 47 seconds to go in the half. So 2nd and 3 coming up. Rodgers in shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Looking to throw once again. Pressure coming and Rodgers is sacked. Back at his own 14. And that will most likely be it for halftime. Maybe. Yeah, no. I mean, one more play is going to happen, but I doubt anything happens from it. There's the Kings calling their 2nd timeout, so they're gonna try something, I guess. It's 3rd and 12. Yeah, we'll see. So 3rd and 12. Rodgers in shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion left to right. Ball on their own 13. Rodgers looking to throw. Pressure coming. Stepping up. A dump off over the middle is incomplete for Ian Wheeler. The Battlehawks will get a chance. And also, it was the St. Louis that called a timeout there on before the play. 4th and 12, Louisville will punt once again. There's been a lot of punting in this game. And another chance here for the Battlehawks to extend this lead. If they can get a good return out of this, they definitely can. Punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 45. Trying to find space, not much. Gonna get maybe a yard on the return. 23 seconds to go in the half. Yeah, so with that return, I don't think St. Louis will extend this lead. But again, they get ball to begin the 2nd half anyway, so they're fine. Yep, 1st and 10. All right, so Frost in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Going to look to throw. Has some time, a deep shot left side. Looking for Hakeem Butler, and it's incomplete. It hit him off the helmet. He wants a penalty. The Kings want a penalty. Nothing is being thrown. And it actually was a really damn good pass from Harrison Frost. Hakeem Butler just did not see the ball coming. It doinks him off the helmet. That's yeah, it's hand fighting. I'm willing to give him that. I just find it funny that that ball completely doinks off of Hakeem Butler's helmet like that. Are one of them challenging this? The Battlehawks are challenging for DPI. I just, I'm fine with this challenge because we get to see this replay more, and that's just funny. Seeing it doink off the side of his helmet like that. that is great. He lost sight of the ball completely. It's like both sides wanted a penalty there. I would kind of be shocked if this. Yeah, St. Louis is gonna lose the challenge. So they're down to one timeout for the half and no more challenges for the game. All right, so 16 seconds to play in the half. So Frost and shotgun back to his left, two receivers to each side. Ball on their own 45. Frost looking to throw. Pass over the middle, going to be low and incomplete. Looking for Stephen McBride. 3rd and 10. 10 seconds to play in the half. So 3rd and 10. Frost and shotgun back to his left. If they still had Tucker McCain, I would say they only need about 8 yards. Not 8 yards. They would only need about 13 yards here. But since they don't, Frost is looking to throw. Pass over the middle is intercepted. Final play of the half here is Corey Mayfield on the return. He gets up to about the Louisville own 48. And that will be halftime. That is Corey Mayfield's 3rd interception in 6 quarters of play. He has been a ball hawk the past few weeks. What's crazy is, like, he's open over the middle. Like, Hakeem Butler is open over the middle. You probably get a field goal try out of that if you just put it on him. Instead, it's an overthrow, and Corey Mayfield takes advantage. So we're at halftime. St. Louis gets ball to begin the second half. They're out of challenges at this point now as well. With us just reaching halftime, I will quickly be right back. Still at halftime. Still at commercial break for the half. We await the start of the second half. St. Louis gets ball to begin the second half in this. Yep, at halftime. In a game that's been very defensive focused, it seems like St. Louis is starting to break through a bit. Or at least it did until that end of half interception just now. But time will tell in the matter. Still got some time left in this one. Time will tell. Damn, Dallas, Minnesota is all tied up at 2. It was a good game in the NHL. Dude, none of the NBA games tonight are gonna be close, are they? Even Philly Boston is a near 20-point lead. Yep, at the half. At halftime. At halftime in this. Should be coming out of halftime here relatively soon. I do expect Louisville to play a bit better in the second half. That was kind of the case last week as well. They were seemingly a better second half team. But we'll see. But yep, at halftime. Second half underway here soon. I forget how kind of long halftime can take. But yeah. I am excited to see what Columbus can do tomorrow. Columbus tomorrow against Houston. More less necessarily the team themselves, but more so just the fan base. I am very excited to see how that fan base is going to show up tomorrow for that game. Obviously, DC Dallas has the potential to be a good game, and also has potential to be another blowout. So take it as you will. And then Birmingham, Orlando, don't really have any expectations for that one. It is going to be interesting to see Dorian Thompson-Robinson against his old team. But it's one of those games where it's kind of a whatever. This entire week as a whole is kind of just a filler week, to say the least. Yeah, this game still might be good, but in terms of stakes in them, that's a different question. Yep, should be coming out of halftime here soon. Second half should be beginning here soon. Yep, at halftime. At halftime. Okay, I see. They're showing a clip of them bringing some of the Louisville Kings players towards the Kentucky Derby area. Kind of showing them around from earlier this week. Yep. Second half on the way here soon. At halftime still. Taking their time with this, as always, it seems. At halftime. Again, this is a cool video package. I just don't feel like it should be taking up this much time at the half. I would rather get to the game a bit quicker, but oh well. The broadcast is going to do their broadcast stuff. Again, second half should be on the way here soon. So let's just get that switched over. Yeah, it could be a big win for St. Louis, depending on how the rest of the week plays out. Them teams are still in the locker room. Fuck. All right. And a commercial break as we await the second half. At halftime. Again, second half should begin here soon. St. Louis gets ball to begin the second half. I think right after this commercial break, we'll get to it. So honestly, switch back to that. Yeah, time will tell. At the most likely final commercial break before the start of the second half. Yep, at the half. Second half underway here soon. Yeah. Yeah, again, just feels like halftime's taking a bit longer than usual. To be fair, this game as a whole has seemingly taken a bit longer than usual because of how long the second quarter lasted. I mean, the first half was like an hour and a half long or so. Like there was a ton of just a ton of like 5-6 play drives with punts, commercial breaks afterwards. It felt like a standard NFL game. But again, not really what you would expect from the UFL. All right, here we go. Just getting back from commercial break. The second half should be on the way here soon. And we'll see what the second half brings. So showing the first half highlights now. Just coming back from halftime. Just showing the first half highlights here. Which wasn't a lot to gather from the first half. There's definitely a few things here and there. But hopefully the second half is a bit more offensive action in this. Or if there is defensive action, hopefully it's less of just give up 7 plays, force a punt, and go from there. Give up 7 plays. Give up 7 yards. But we'll see. Second half kickoff on the way here soon. St. Louis gets ball to begin the second half. Teams are taking the field. Second half can be starting here soon. I would imagine that the second half is going to seemingly feel like it's going by a bit quicker than the first half. Because in terms of like actual time, they have an hour with what they're allotted. The Kings only had 6 rushing yards in the first half. Yeah, that'll do it. You go from the great Russian performance you had last week to 6 yards in the first half. Yeah, now this Louisville team is something. They are something, all right. It was something. Wait, did I say Dallas's championship odds went up after the loss to Louisville last week? This is why I don't gamble. Because that makes no sense. Alright, teams are warming up. Kickoff on the way here soon. Second half on the way here soon. Teams are starting to line up. St. Louis set to return. Tanner Brown on to kick this one away. And after what felt like a long halftime, the second half action from Louisville is underway. Kick going to be returned beginning from the 10. Spaced out past the 15, past the 20, past the 25, and brought down right around the 29. St. Louis will start from there. And out comes Harrison Frost. Not having the greatest of games. But they do have a 6-point lead. So you'll take what you get. Frost and shotgun back behind him. Going to hand this off left side. And there's space for Jarvion Howard past the 30 to about the 32. That's where things will start. All right. Yeah, again, Frost isn't having the greatest of games, but you still take that performance, especially with how your defense has been playing. Frost alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ball on their own 32. Frost making some adjustments at the line. Louisville looking like they're going to be sending pressure. Frost looking to throw. King send pressure. Pass left side, going to be caught. Forward progress should give him the first. It's Jacor Pearson on the grab. And the gain of 7.5, maybe 8. Nonetheless, enough for the first and to move the chains. All you can ask for. So 1st and 10, Frost and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side, handoff of the middle for Jarvion Howard. Has space for a gain of roughly 5, maybe fights for a 6th yard there. Nonetheless, going to be a 2nd and about medium coming up. They're going to give him 6, so 2nd and 4. So 2nd and 4 coming up. Frost and shotgun back to his left. Going to hand this off up the middle, and that's going to be a loss of about 1. So a 3rd and roughly 5 coming up in what has been a something of a game. Now they're saying a 3rd and 4. All right, Frost and shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Ball on their own 46. Frost looking to throw. Has some time. Pass left side is high and incomplete. Looking for Akeem Butler. So the Battlehawks can't get anything going on their first drive of the half. They will punt this one away to Louisville. And we'll see what the Kings can do to begin the second half now for their offense. All right, punt comes off kind of clean. Going to end up bouncing out of bounds around the 30. Not the greatest of punts, but better than being blocked like it was last week. All right, at commercial break after the opening drive. It's going to be a long second half, isn't it? Oh, Minnesota has a lead over Dallas in that series. All right. Yeah, Knicks advance. Philly looking like they're going to hang on to 4-7. Minnesota trying to close out the series tonight. The other Minnesota. Damn, both the Wild and Timberwolves are playing at home tonight. And they're coincided game start times. That is okay. Not great scheduling on their part, but what you gonna do? All right, at commercial break. At commercial break. We're waiting for the Kings' first drive of the second half here momentarily. All right, just getting back from commercial break. Rodgers and shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna hand this off left side for James Robinson. Finds a lane to get past the 35 to about the 36, 37. I think that one carry alone was more than any of their carries in the first half, or more than their total yards rushing in the first half. And somehow they're only down by, I don't get how this game has been something. Rodgers and shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. 2nd and 4. Going to hand this off left side for James Robinson, and there's going to be space for only a yard. Looking already through 2 plays in the second half. They have more rushing yards than they did into the entirety of the first half. Goes to show this offensive production that Louisville has in store for us. All right, 3rd and 3. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, going to look to throw. Rodgers with some time, pass over the middle is tipped and incomplete. Looking for Tariq Black. The Kings go 3 and out to begin the second half. Yeah, it's going to be one of those games. All right. Oh, and then he had someone open deeper down the field. Tough misses all around. Punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 15, past the 20, 25, past the 30, 35, and out of bounds around the 37. Maybe the 38. And we're going to commercial break with 10 minutes to play in the third. Like, it's a 3 and out, Fox. Just stick with it for one more drive. We don't need this many commercial breaks. At commercial break. At commercial break. All right. At commercial break. Awaiting the second drive for the half from the Battlehawks. Here we go. Just getting back from commercial break. What can Harrison Frost muster up here? It feels like next team to score wins, and I say that because of the missed extra point that St. Louis had on their touchdown drive. Because the Kings score with Tanner Brown, they're probably going to make the extra point. So I'll give him a 1-point lead if they can shut out St. Louis. But again, if St. Louis scores again, I'm not really sure if Louisville has the production to come back. Frost in shotgun, back to his left, going to hand this off, going right for Kevon Latulis, and that's going to be a loss of about 4. Hey, it's the defenses tonight. It is a defensive masterclass from really both of these sides. Again, that touchdown drive for St. Louis, it was good, but it did get aided a bit by Louisville's defense. So, take it as you will. So 2nd and 13. Frost and shotgun looking to throw. Dump off right side. Call with space is Kevon Latulis. Gonna be just shy of the first, I think. Down to a... And they're gonna mark him just shy, and he is banged up afterwards. He slips a bit on that turf trying to cut back inside, and he gets clocked over the he gets clocked on at his chest. That's a big hit. Eh, it looked worse in proper motion. In slow mo, it didn't seem that bad. But still, look, yeah, it's a pretty big hit. So 3rd and 1, Frost alone in shotgun. Now going under center, there's the QB sneak, and I think he barely gets the first. Should be enough, yeah, they're gonna give him the first. Going 5 wide to QB sneak is certainly a choice. That's what I'll say. That is certainly a choice. Followed it up by a quick gain of 4. So 8.5 to go in the third. So Frost in shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side, ball on roughly midfield. Frost going to look to throw. Dump off left side, call with space for a first and a whole lot more inside the 40 and down to about the 38. It is Kylan James on the reception. And hey, St. Louis is starting to move the ball decently well offensively here. They're starting to move. Frost in shotgun back to his right. Quick pass right side, gonna be dropped. Looking for Jacquard Pearson. It's 2nd and 10 coming up. Tough drop there. All right, 2nd and 10. Frost in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. Ball on the Louisville 38-yard line. Frost quick pass right side is tipped at the line and nearly intercepted. Oh, he timed the jump perfectly. It got timed to jump perfectly. It got caught near his chest for a second. Oh, that's another near interception. It's once again Eric Garrour. That's his 2nd near interception of the game. Probably would have been a pick 6 as well, just like the other one. And now it's 3rd and 10. Frost in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Ball on the King 38-yard line. Frost, quick pass left side. Can he be caught with some blockers? It's a halfback screen for Jarvion Howard inside the 15 and finally forced down around the 12. All right, St. Louis finding something here. They're finding something offensively. And with them being nearly 1st and goal, they're in a great spot to extend this lead and potentially put this game away early in the second half, which is based off of how the production offensively has been for the Kings. AKA not at all. Frost and shotgun back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Handoff up the middle for Howard, only a gain of 1. All right, 6 minutes to play in the third. And yeah, the Minnesota Wild have advanced past the Dallas Stars. Good for them. All right, 2nd and 9. Frost in shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the King 11. Frost play action looking to throw. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Looking for the tight end screen, but couldn't hang on is James Bostic. So a 3rd and 9 coming up. Third and 9. Frost alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Going to look to throw. Frost with some time. Pass end zone caught. Touchdown St. Louis. It's Stephen McBride on the high point. And the Battlehawks extend this lead to 12, soon to be 13. That is a beautiful throw from Harrison Frost. His best of the game, Moses. Puts it to where only his guy can get it on the money. That's a beautiful throw. That's an absolute beaut of a throw, man. Like if only he can do that consistently. If only there could be some consistency to things. 5:08 to play in the third. The extra point is up. And it is good. 13-point lead. And that mountain is getting taller and taller for the Kings if they're going to want to come back in this one. That offense needs something here soon. It has been a slow game for them since their opening drive. It has been 16 unanswered since the opening drive of the game. And with 5:08 to go in the third, we head to commercial break once again. They're going to be pushing right up to that 11 o'clock mark. There's a chance they go over on time. Yo, what's up? Yeah, this has been one of those type of games. Not a whole lot of anything happening for the majority of it. St. Louis finally starting to pull away. We'll see. Yep, at commercial break. Again, this Kings offense gonna need something soon. Because they have just been doing nothing in this game. Part of me is feeling... I need to double check this, but I feel like that they've done nothing but punt for a long while. Let me check the drive-by-drive. As we're just getting back from commercial break. Yeah, so since their missed field goal early, about halfway through the second quarter, it has been 4 straight punts for the Kings. Yeah, that's not great. Meanwhile, St. Louis is on every other drive thing. Fumble on the opening drive, punt, field goal, punt, touchdown, punt, the interception, the end of half, punt, touchdown. All right, kickoff underway. 5 minutes to play in the third. Going to begin from about the 4, space out past the 20, 25, and down to about the 28. This is it for the Kings, it feels like. They're going to need a drive here soon. The question is just, can they get something out of this? Again, they're going to need something here soon. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. Ball on their own 28. Rodgers going to look to throw. Has some time, trying to roll right. Dump off over the middle, going to be caught for about half a yard. It's Ian Wheeler on the reception. Good job hanging on to the contact, but it's a minimal gain at that. Second and 10 coming up. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. Two receivers to each side, man in motion left to right. Rodgers going to look to throw once again. Pass over the middle is caught, going to be enough for the... going to be just short, actually. Lucky Jackson on the grab, going to be a 3rd and inches, it seems. I wouldn't be shocked if they give him the first, but I think he'll be just short. Chandler Rodgers is 9 for 22 in this game. All right, 3rd and 1. That play made it 10 for 23. Rodgers in shotgun, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. A 3rd and about 1, trying to hand this off up the middle, and that's a loss of 4. I can't tell if this is a good look for St. Louis or a bad look for Dallas. Either way, I don't think it matters. This Dallas lost to this. Not only did Dallas lose to this team, they led up 40 to this team. And yes, a good chunk of that was 14 points of that were defense. But and 27 points were off turnovers, but still, this is not a good look for Dallas. All right, punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from about the 12, space past the 20, 25, and out of bounds around the 29. Great return. Yeah, this is not a good look for Dallas. If they gave up 40 to this team. That St. Louis has held to 3. And we head to commercial break. Yep, at commercial break. Yeah, this has been something. At commercial break. Yeah, about 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, so we're getting there. But St. Louis can extend this lead. The game already feels put away, being a 2-possession lead. They can really put the game away here. Even with just a field goal, it would go a long way. Yeah, we'll see. Just getting back from commercial break. Let's see if this Kings defense can help jumpstart a comeback. Ball on their own 28 for St. Louis. Frost and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the left as well. Gonna hand this off up the middle for Jarvion Howard, and that's stuffed at the line for no gain. That definitely helps. If you can force a 3 and out yourselves now, it definitely helps in the matter. So 2nd and 10 coming up. Frost and shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. 2nd and 10 going to look to throw. Frost with some time. Pass right side is tipped and incomplete. Looking for Ja'Cory Pearson. 3rd and 10 coming up. And 3rd and 10. Frost alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on their own 28. Play clock winding down. Frost making adjustments at the line. And they're going to get that snap off in time. Nope, there's a stoppage now. Timeout called? Yeah, timeout being called by St. Louis. That's their first. With 1:50 to play in the 3rd. Alright. Yep, tomorrow is the rematch between Houston and Columbus at 8 o'clock. I'll be live for that game as well. I expect it to be probably a similar game to this, but maybe a bit more close. It probably by this point in that game tomorrow, it will probably be like 17-14 or so. Like there'll be a bit more action, but like still there'll be more action, especially because Louisville only has 5 first downs in this game. How do you go from putting up 40 against Dallas to 5 first downs through 3 quarters against St. Louis? Frost and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Looking to throw in 3rd and 10. Pressure coming in, sacked. Back at his own 21-yard line. Hey, this Kings defense doing their best. It's Cam Gill on the sack. And they force a 3 and out. This defense is doing their damn best. All right, punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 25. Base past the 30, trying to find room past the 35, but can be brought down around the 34. All right, so honestly, 57 seconds left to play in the quarter. All the Kings need to do is focus on getting first downs. At this, no shot we go to a commercial break. Okay, no, they're just showing Peter Tamu panel highlights. Hell yeah. All right, Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Play action looking to throw. Rodgers with some time, stepping up, rolling left, will take it himself to get about 2. 1 more play at minimum needed before the end of the 3rd quarter. All right, it's a 2nd and roughly 8. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receivers to each side, man in motion, left to right, going to look to throw. St. Louis sends pressure. Rodgers trying to roll right, buying some time. Going to launch this one deep right side. Has a man. It's incomplete. Looking for Caden Prather. Just couldn't connect, but it's there. Like it's a good throw on the move. Just didn't get quite enough into it, but that's again to be expected. Prather had a chance with it. That's all that matters. You definitely would have wanted him to get that ball out to Prather a bit sooner, I guess. But then again, it's fine. Oh, that gets tipped. That's what it is. Okay, that gets blindly tipped. And that's the end of the third quarter. 15 minutes remain. Can the Kings complete the comeback, or will they fall to 0-3 at home on the season? St. Louis looking to hold on, and it will make it back-to-back wins, including a back-to-back wins for the first time this season, avoiding that seesaw in action they've been on throughout the first half of the year. Yep, at commercial break for the end of the third. At commercial break. All right, waiting the start of the fourth quarter. 15 minutes remain. All right, still at commercial break. All right, just getting back from commercial break. And Chandler Rogers is seemingly on the sideline now. And that was from earlier clip, I guess. I don't know. Harrison Frost has looked fine in this game. Just the defense have been having a good one. 3rd and 7. Rogers looking to throw. Pass deep right side. Gonna be incomplete. Looking for Zach Davidson. Threw his hands a bit there. But it's another 3 and out for the Kings. They have not gotten the first down in what feels like an hour of actual time. They've been having a terrible game. This is their 6th straight punt. What feels like their 4th straight 3. What's the exact? This isn't okay. All right, a punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 13, spaced out past the 15, past the 20, and brought down, forced out of bounds around the 25. Yeah, that's their 4th straight 3 and out. They have not gotten a first down. Penalties against St. Louis. No, that's their 5th straight 3-and-out. They haven't gotten a first down since halfway through the second quarter. What? Yeah, honestly, you might have to. Or anything. Or if anything, you have a backup in you have a backup in N'Kosi Perry. Give him a shot. Like you need something to jump. You need something to spark this offense. Put N'Kosi Perry in there, and just see what happens. Because this has been a bad game from Chandler Rogers. He's 10 for 25. St. Louis starting with ball from their own 7. Frost in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion, right to left. Frost going to hand this off right side for Kevon Latulis, and he's going to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Maybe they give him a yard, but I doubt it. All right, 2nd and 9 coming up. Frost in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. They get the snap off in time as Frost looks to throw. Has some time. Dump off right side. Has space for a first and a whole lot more. Past the 25 and out of bounds around the 27 is Kylan James on the reception. Yeah, Rogers having a bad game. I want to say he has like 2 completions in this half. He's not been playing well. And to be fair, neither has this ground game, which they've had to abandon pretty much. They have 12 yards rushing on 13 carries. Like, there's nothing you can do with an offense that's producing like this. The defense can only do so much. Handoff up the middle on 1st and 10, going to get a gain of roughly 3. Like time of possession has been abysmal. They've had 1 drive this game longer than 3.5 minutes. To be fair, like St. Louis also has not had long drives, but they're at least scoring. Frost in shotgun, looking to throw in 2nd and 6. Has some time. Pass over the middle is tipped and incomplete. Like the St. Louis offense is not playing that much better. They themselves are having a rough game as well. But it's just a better showing than Louisville's offense, which is not a high bar to clear. Like it is a forgettable game for both teams. Frost in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. 3rd and 6 from their own 37. Frost looking to throw. Has some time, sidestepping left, directing traffic, and to dump this off left side, and that's going to be a gain of roughly 2, maybe 3 for Jarvion Howard, not much else. And now St. Louis will punt this one away. The fact that the Kings are still in this game is insane, but that's their defense for you. Again, I'm still trying to figure, I guess we'll find out Saturday, but I'm still trying to figure out, is this a good game from St. Louis, or is this a bad look for Dallas? The answer could be both. Punt comes off clean. Going to be fair caught at the 17. The Renegades offense just got... The Dallas offense got figured out by Columbus. Because the formula Columbus used to stop them is the same formula that Louisville used, which is contain Tyler Vaughns to the best of your ability and get pressure onto Austin Reed and force him to go through his progressions quick and make an accurate throw. And he just wasn't able to the past 2 weeks. And it doesn't help that their ground game hasn't really gotten to the level you wanted to when they have 2 solid running backs back there as well. It's I'm very curious to see how they play against DC. Because if any team is going to be able to contain Tyler Vaughns and get pressure on Austin Reed, it is going to be DC. So with that, Dallas is gonna probably struggle in that game. Because again, they gave up 40 to Louisville last week. Again, a lot of it was off turnovers, but still, you're not going against an easier opponent in DC. As we're still at commercial break. All right, at commercial break. Oh yeah, DC has a great chance of going back to back. There's not really St. Louis obviously has a chance against them, but that's just because of that rivalry, and St. Louis always seems to play well against DC. But there's not a team that you can reasonably say is likely to stop DC. Orlando is the only other one, it feels. Which I'm excited to see when DC and Orlando play each other this season. I'm pretty sure that's not till close to the end of the season, which could be an insane matchup. I believe that's week 9. So we have to wait a while for that. All right, just coming back from commercial break. Movement up front, going to be a false start against the Kings. Great start to this. Yeah, DC Orlando is the first game of week 9. That's going to be such an interesting game and a fun game. Louisville has to play DC next week. Ugh. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. 1st and 15, ball on their own 12 after the false start. Rodgers looking to throw, quick pass left side, caught by Tariq Black for the gain of roughly 5 to get the yards back from the false start. Wait, DC and Orlando play back-to-back to end the season? Oh. That's fun. That is going to be fun. Rodgers in shotgun looking to throw in 2nd and 10. Pass deep right side, going to be caught. Past midfield and finally brought down near the 46 of St. Louis. It's Zach Davidson on the grab. About time they have a breakaway player. There's been a ton of back-to-backs this season. We have one tomorrow. But for your top 2 teams in the league to go back-to-back to end the season for the 1 seed, that's going to be fun. Chandler Rodgers is sacked for a loss of close to 15, it feels like, on that play after the big chunk yards. Just under 10 minutes ago in this one. But those being back-to-back, oh, that's going to be fun. I'm going to be live with both of those. I'm going to be live with pretty much every game the rest of the season. There's one I know now that I am missing, but that's not till a month away, so we're good with him. Rodgers to throw in 2nd and 21, going to fight his way to about the 49 or so with Zach Davidson on the grab. So to get the yards back, it seems. Yeah, when we get closer to the game, I will not be live with. I'll say it. Rodgers looking to throw. Has time. Pass over the middle is intercepted. And that might do it. It's Neville Clark, the former UCF Knight, on what's most likely the game sealing interception with 9 minutes to play in this one. If you're the Kings, you need a serious discussion about Chandler Rogers taking a seat and giving the Kosi Perry a chance. What sucks is they play DC next week, so it's not really gonna matter who's your quarterback. But yeah. Oh, good. With how this game has gone, the PWHL game is probably leagues better than how this game has been. Frost and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Gonna hand this off up the middle. And that's gonna be stuffed at the line for no gain. Yeah. Yeah, this game has been... It's been something. So what... I'm gonna assume that's the final stat line for Chandler Rogers as well. So he's currently at 13 for 29 with 118 yards and an interception. Yeah, that is a stat line. Frost in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's gonna fight for a gain of only about a yard. Okay. Oh yeah, best of 5 for that? Alright, cool. Well, potentially 4 more games. I know the Minnesota Wild just advanced. They beat Dallas tonight. And it's seemingly I'm very honestly screwed. I'm turning on the in the background, I'm turning on the Anaheim Edmonton game just to have something interesting to look at. 3rd and 7, Frost alone in shotgun looking to throw. Pass over the middle is caught with space for a first, pass midfield and down to about the 46 of the Kings. It is Blake Jackson on the reception. Let's go see Edmonton get eliminated in the first round. 1st and 10 coming up. Turn the game on and we should see Edmonton go 3 unanswered in a span of 2 minutes. Frost in shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Man in motion right to left. 1st and 10 from the King 45. Handoff up the middle, gonna lose about 3. Okay, I was joking, NHL. What? Okay, I'm turning this game off now. I do not want to jinx the Anaheim Ducks. Edmonton just scored. I'm gonna be superstitious with that. I want the Ducks to win tonight. 2nd and 13 coming up. Yeah, and again, like fantastic goalie games are also great to watch. So some of the saves the top of the line goalies can make are insane. Frost to throw in 2nd and 13. Pass left side going to be caught by Stephen McBride. And that's a gain of only about 3. Yeah. There was one game earlier this season in the NHL where the Panthers won, but their opponents had like damn near 100, like 100 shots, but like 40 something, like 50 something shots on goal. I think it was a game against Carolina. Frost looking to throw in 3rd and 9. Has some time. Pass right side off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Jacques Pearson. So they pass midfield. They have to go for it. Weirdly enough, that could be like a spark, but I doubt it. 5:45 to play in the game. Yeah, those scoreboards are always fun. All right, 4th and 9. Play clock winding down. They're not going to get that snap off in time. 5:21 to play in the game. St. Louis calls their 2nd timeout. I would imagine that would be tomorrow or so. Because because typically it is like alternating days for the games. I would imagine that starts either like tomorrow or maybe even Saturday. All right, 4th and 9 for the Battlehawks. Oh, they're sending out the field goal unit? This is he has a career long of 61. This is from 63. It's a 4-point field goal. 63-yard kick from the left hash to make it a 17-point game late. Kick is up. It's on line. It is no good. He missed it short. Hey, at least someone else besides DC has attempted a 4-point field goal now. That is going to put excellent starting field position for the Kings, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. He missed that by maybe a yard. It was close. We had the commercial break. It was close. Man, that's going to give the Kings excellent starting field position. Again, at least now we can say that a team other than DC has attempted a 4-point field goal. It took 6 weeks into the season, but someone else finally did it. But that's commercial break afterwards. I am a playoff game, or hell, even the championship being decided by a 4-point field goal would be fantastic. Well, obviously it went back through the window. Not according to quantum mechanics, you didn't. We're at commercial break. Yeah. That could just be 2 flies, yeah. Alright, just getting back from commercial break. Yeah, last week the Kings had scored 47 points, the most in the game this season. They have 3 tonight. Rogers play action looking to throw, he's sacked. Never stood a chance. They lose like 12. It's Travis Feeney on the sack. He was instantly in the backfield. I did. Yeah, I did like the text post you sent. 2nd and 23. Rogers and shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. And that one play alone explains why they went for the 63-yard field goal. Rogers looking to throw. Quick pass right side. Going to be caught up to about the Kings' own 48. It's Javonte Payton on the grab. 4:20 to go in the game. So 3rd and 15, Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receiving options to the left. Just crossed the 4-minute mark remaining in this game. Quick pass right side, going to be caught. Face up to about the 40-yard line for Tariq Black. Yeah, I like those that you sent. I also liked the mock-up uniform you sent. For the torrent. All right, 4th and 3, 3:41 to play in the game. The Battlehawks call their last timeout. Yeah. Yeah, just past few days I've been scheduling stuff for next week because again I'm out of this setup on Monday, so trying to get stuff situated for when all that's taken care of. And then also like when there's so many times where I would get a text, early in the morning, like right when I'm waking up, and then just completely space out and forget to answer it, and then like 2 hours, 3 hours later, I'll get a text back saying, "Hey, did you see this other thing I sent you?" Rodgers to throw in 4th and 3. Pass left side gonna be dropped by Javonte Payton. The turnover, turn it over on downs. Yeah, so early mornings, it's a middle ground with text I get sent. But yeah, again, as I've said before, I do see everything, even if I don't respond. Yeah. I also just like the striping design. It kind of being like waves. Yeah, that's a nice touch with it. More teams need to be creative with their striping. Frost and shotgun back to his left. Quick throw, left side going to be caught, and that's going to be a loss of about a yard or so. Yeah. Yeah, I want more teams to be creative with their striping. Not enough art. There's also a penalty down now as well. Like, there's a few college teams that are creative with their striping, and I like their uniforms. West Florida is one of them. I'm not sure if their current uniforms still are, but I know they had a uniform set at some point that was pretty. Like, had to create somewhat creative striping with it, and I liked it. And what's the penalties? After the play, a personal foul against the Kings, and he's gonna be ejected. Crazy. There was an old uniform set for UCF had shoulder striping. Oh yeah, he straight up headbutts the dude. What? Yeah, no wonder he's ejected. Jalen Allen headbutts Tyler Neville. Yeah, okay. But UCF a while during the Blake Bortles era of like the early 2010s, their shoulder striping were swords, and that was really cool. Their current shoulder striping, kind of, it's more so sleeve striping, is a Pegasus. It's not really obvious in their actual uniforms because most players don't wear long enough sleeves. But like in the ones in the ones that like are available to the public, they have it. It's awesome. All right, 1st and 10. Frost and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. Ball now on the Kings' 46-yard line. Frost's gonna hand this off up the middle for Jarvion Howard, and that's a gain of 1. Nice. Now the thing with a Pittsburgh team, with most other sports, the city of Pittsburgh is kind of limited with the color scheme. You kind of have to go black and yellow. The USFL tried to go away from the black and yellow color scheme of Pittsburgh sports. They got bullied to going back to it a year later, so Keep that in mind if you make a concept. Kings call their first timeout with 2:37 to play in the game. But yeah, I do love how Pittsburgh how Pittsburgh sports is designed that way, where all their sports teams are similar colors. It's nice. Oh yeah, Puffins would be fun. Yeah, I want I want to say I've seen a concept of that before. I could be off with it. I could just be thinking of a Star Wars design that used the porgs and kind of looked like puffins in that design. Handoff left side, gonna be a gain of about 3. Yeah. All right, so 3rd and 6 coming up. The Kings call their second timeout with 2:26 to play in the game. I like how they're just burning the timeouts here. Yeah, the St. Louis defense tonight been fantastic. Yeah, yeah, that's that. Damn, the soccer team. I'm not too surprised. It the fits well with the city. Handoff up the middle going to be enough for the first, a gain of about 7. Yeah, because it goes hand in hand with the Steelers name. Yeah, again, Pittsburgh sports has such a solid identity for seemingly every single team in that city. It is fantastic. All right, so after that handoff, will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Two minutes to play in this one. And hopefully tomorrow night's game between Houston and Columbus is a bit better than this. But we'll see as we head to a commercial break. There, because Mike Rapoli was asked, I think yesterday, about the OKC expansion, kind of like team names and stuff. Obviously, they're still way too early in that process, but like it got me thinking again about OKC team names. Because that's part of the thing with a city like OKC is that there's not a lot of like city identity there in terms of professional sports. Even if you include Tulsa, there's the OKC Thunder and the Tulsa Miners. Besides that, there's not a, or is it the Drillers? Maybe the Tulsa Drillers. Either way, there's not a lot of like brand identity in OKC. So really, they can just go whatever they want, and I'm excited to see what they decide to do. Part of me is kind of leaning towards Bison, but I doubt they'll do that. I would add commercial break. We become just getting back from commercial break. I'm assuming those are Kentucky Derby winners that are from those respective cities. Then, yeah. Alright, just getting back from commercial break. Hell yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah. Part of the reason why I'm gonna be missing one more game later this season is because I have a friend's birthday party we're doing. Handoff left side, gonna be a loss of about a yard. Okay. Yeah, it being voluntary makes it a bit better, but still. And it's 2nd and 11 for St. Louis. Minute 25 to play in the game. Frost and shotgun back to his left. Going to hand this off up the middle for Howard. Cutting back left side. Has space past the 30. Fighting his way out of bounds at about the 25. Going to be enough for the first. And that will do it. All that's left now is to kneel this ball out. Okay. Yeah. Well, again, if the place is, yeah, because I've heard horror stories of some of those kind of places. There's one kneel down, getting like 1 or 2 more. Yeah, that's good though. Making sure everything that they get that they have everything in order, being properly responsible. And one more kneel down. And that will do it. St. Louis with back-to-back wins go to 4-2 on the season, and there's a chance after this week that they are tied for the second best record in the league. Crazy. Oh yeah, I would imagine visits are allowed. I would be shocked if they weren't. Yeah, this was what felt like a long game. It's still within that 3-hour mark, but geez, it was a long one. Yeah, and after this, Saturday is gonna be a very fun day, I think. I'm very excited to see what DC does to that Dallas team. Oh, that's okay. That's a bit weird. But again, I guess places do it differently. I don't know. But I'm gonna call it here. I'm kind of tired. It's been one of those kind of days, and this game did not help with the energy type of stuff. So I appreciate you for tuning in. Again, I'll be live tomorrow night, as well with Houston and Columbus, the back-to-back there, the second of the two. I appreciate you for tuning in. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.